Okay.
That's deep, man. That's deep.
It's written in Hebrew.
It's so deep I can't even see you.
We are currently somewhere on this map, because that's one of Aventuria. And to be more precise, in front of Griffonsford, or at least you and your 3 comrades are.
Yes.
You've just awoken from a bad dream. You've had bad dreams ever since you were on the fields at Orkenwall of the great battle where the human armies lost against the orcs.
It was quite horrible.
Yeah. And now you start your day afresh. The sun has just risen. Prior's eye looks upon you, and you feel confident that the day can only get better. You take all your people and get near the city of Griffonsford. From a distance, you see the big wall of the city. You see the broad river which runs through the city, and you're nearing the city from the south, so the river's on your left. But something is missing. It doesn't look like you would have imagined it. And you're not completely sure what it is, but maybe you will figure out later.
People.
As you get closer, you definitely see that the people standing at the gates are orcs. There's 2 orcs standing at the southern gate of the city, both with the characteristic black fur, and both of them wearing leather armor and sabers that are a little bit rusty and don't seem to be that well made.
But they probably still hurt.
Yeah, they might still be able to cut off some of your limbs.
I find that very sad. But yeah, okay.
And there is 2 people, currently 2 humans, standing in front. They look like peasants waiting to get inside.
Are we on foot, or do we have any kind of other?
You are on foot because you didn't want to try to cross
The ford with the horses.
the area with the
Okay.
horses.
Okay.
But you can basically for what you have on you at the moment, you can decide what it is. You can also have some stash hidden in the woods outside of the city if you, for example, don't want to bring your weapons.
Well, I would assume that, like you had written, that we probably are wearing some kind of innocuous travel clothing. As innocuous as a group of 4 people who seem to look rather battle-worthy can look, but I would assume that, yeah, we have the larger weapons. For example, I think the warrior who accompanies me, whose name is Milena Chumak, I would assume that I had to do some convincing with her, but she has left her sword and her shield out in the woods. We have stashed that away. We've also stashed some money there, but I think currently we are trying to look as average traveler as much as you can do that.
Did you put some dirt in your faces?
No, we haven't stooped that low. But I think what I would do is I would go up to the peasants and I would ask them, so, hello.
Do you have your bright red cloak on?
And thus the adventure ends. No, no,
Okay.
no. I actually don't. I have that also stashed away.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a good idea, but I decided that I left it back and forth. So yeah,
Something about
yeah.
Yeah, he looks at you and he seems to be quite happy. You wouldn't have expected someone standing 2 feet away from an orc, or a little more, to look that happy. It says, "The 12 with you. Great day, the sun is shining."
The 12 with you. We would like to enter the city. Could you help us do that, or are there any great difficulties entering it?
He looks at you. If you don't bring any weapons, then and pay a little fee, the orcs usually just let you in.
Good to know. Good to know. Anything else? Is there any like special holiday, or is there anything else going on? Like anything?
No, nothing. It has been market day yesterday, and we forgot something here, so we came back to fetch it from the city.
Could you suggest to me maybe like an inn or anything where we could stay? We've considered, we have some business to do here in Griffonsford, and we would need a place to stay. Do you have anything that you could suggest to us? Any inns or any public houses?
So you look more noble or more peasantly?
I think I would look more noble. I think I'm trying to fake looking like a peasant, but I can't.
Just too
It's like, oh,
teeth.
peasants, right? They
So
wear
there's
these
teeth.
kinds of shoes.
That's not a, that's not a peasant's nose. Like,
Well,
perfectly
my
Roman and
assumption now is that I would maybe be able to fool an orc. Like an orc would maybe not necessarily identify my social status immediately, but to someone who looks at me longer than 5 minutes is like, you're not what you wear. Kind of.
So you'll be very upright and
Yes,
you
yes.
talk cleanly.
I would say my clothing is like fake dirty, like fake peasant, but my whole stance, my speech patterns, and kind of like that would give me away.
Okay, then he gives you a longer look, thinking
Yeah.
about it, and then saying, "Well, good sir, the Apples Inn might be the right place for you. They have great apple pie."
We like apple pie.
It's true.
So, thank you, good sir.
Yeah,
Thank
like
you.
me, some apple pie.
Are they waiting, or can I kind of pass them and go up to the orcs?
You can
Yeah,
actually
from
pass
me,
it, and they seem to be waiting for something or someone.
Okay, I can't touch my mic. Then I would just like signal to my compatriots, and we would go up to the gate, and like I would greet the orc, and like,
Yeah.
hi.
One of the orc looks at you, and he has small skulls on his shoulders and some colorful ribbons that
Nice
seem
stylistic choice.
that seem to be a little bit out of character. But well, you don't know the orcs that well.
No.
And he grunts at you. Who are you?
Sorry, what?
Who are you?
Like, that's horrible. That's even in character.
I look confused. I try to like hold open. Okay, what I do is I try to like look for coins, and I try to like guess what is the least amount I'm willing to part, kind of, and assume it's enough. Kind of like, I don't know. I grab and take out 3-4 coins and like
Okay.
hold it out.
Is it more like silver or copper or gold?
Copper. Definitely copper.
Not the
I'm
good
trying to
ones.
offend him. No, no, I would assume like I'm gonna start low and like work my way up.
You're so noble, you don't even know the worth of your money.
I do. That's why I'm starting in copper.
don't know about
Werden
these
Kreuzer
things
nicht
that serve
ernten.
so
Nee,
much.
aber yeah, like
Yeah.
starting, I would
I
like
thought
try
you
to
just put
take
some
on
coins
the
in
lowest
the NATO.
denomination I have with me and like
It's like that's how you
hold
do
it out, like
translation of a dress, like kebab or something.
smile, kind of. Here, good fellow. This should be the universal sign that I want to give you money and enter your city. Kind of like.
Yeah, he looks at you and looks at your coins, and he actually seems to think about it a little bit. And I'd say, roll for charisma. Do you have your dice?
I have dice with me, but
Great. We will need them now.
Should we bring our own dice? I don't have any.
I can also give you some dice.
you.
Yeah.
which dice do we need again?
D20.
A D20. Okay. Sorry.
Roll 20 D2s.
Nur ein D20? Ja, oder?
Ja, oder 2.
Okay, ja. Okay.
And you're trying to persuade him currently.
Persuade. Okay. Roll over, right?
Yeah, no, roll under.
Oh,
and
right. That makes more sense. Yeah.
if possible, try to roll 10 below your value.
Ah. Okay. I'll try. 1 below my value.
Well, at least you're below the value.
Yeah.
So that's a partial success.
Yeah.
Which means he looks at you and grunts, "What's that?" and points towards the coins. But you figure out that he might actually be willing to let you through if you are a little bit more generous.
Fight. Fight.
I have a little question.
Yeah.
Are all orcs like that bad with language, or did they post some? Or did they post that specific orc?
So
fun.
Orcs have a very subtle sense of humor, so they sent the guy with a speech impediment to talk to the humans at the gate. No.
and actually, most of the orcs don't speak the Middlerealm language.
Oh yeah.
At all.
Uh,
All right.
Interesting.
No.
Right.
I hate settings that have that in consideration. No, no. I would. So he points to one of them. I'm sorry, I didn't quite.
He points toward your hand and says, "What's that?"
Money, good sir. We would like to enter the city.
He looks at you, looks at the coins, then takes the coins from your hand, and then looks at you again. and waits.
I look back at
I
him.
love this guy.
He looks back at me.
It was too low. You're gonna put.
I will take out another silver coin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continues for 3 hours.
Looks at you, takes the coin, and then gives you a sign that you can move through. But he looks at both you and your comrades to make sure you don't have any obvious weapons.
I mean, please, do we look like that? No, I mean,
He's like flexing and like.
wink, wink.
Look
I
at
am
my
a-
guns.
Yeah, which way is the beach?
No,
Not a club.
yeah. So does he like
Not a
pat
club,
us down and stuff?
No.
Or, no.
He
Okay.
only looks.
Yeah, we don't have any obvious
Only
weapons on us
Yeah.
except the bazooka. No, but no weapons. No weapons.
Great.
Good.
Then you enter through the southern gate, and I see a map on the table, so you can have a look at that.
So we at this gate, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're at this gate, and as you move towards the center of the city, you still think something must be missing, but you're not quite sure what it is.
What was the inn that you said? Apple Inn, right? Or
Yeah,
whatever. was
the
it?
apple's in.
The Applebee's.
The apples.
I thought it was the fox down there.
No, that's like a little bit.
I'm just kidding.
That might be a little bit expensive.
First thing they recommend is like,
If I walk through the city,
Really relax.
oh, I give him a few coins. These guys like standing on the
let me
gate.
think for a second. So, what do I pass? Like, am I mostly passing orcs? Am I mostly passing humans? Is there like extensive damage in the city, or do I see like orcs beating up random passerbys? You know, like the cliche kind of thing.
So as you enter the city and look to your right, you see a building here which looks like it had been fortified and now seems to be empty. And there are 2 orcs standing there and guarding this building. Apart from these, you also see orcs walking through the city, but you also see humans, and it almost seems like they are just living their normal life. But where do you actually want to go? Because the city is big, and it might be different from depending on where you go.
I think actually the most. Give me a sec.
Bureaucracy. Gotta know it. I don't want my. How did humankind get so far without Google Maps?
My question, okay, so I think what I would do is I would just go to the big number 1. I would like go to the main square, just like
Okay.
for reasons.
Great up peeing, right?
No, I think like I currently have no. I need to get some kind of lay of the land, some kind of feel for what's going on. And I think that it
So you
would
go
make
to the plaza and the harbor. That's what you
it
do.
would make the most sense to like just like go to the places where other people are. So yeah, that's where I'm heading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the city is built on a hill, so you are going upwards, and you see that the more roll for Constitution.
I knew it! God damn it!
If you reach the top of the complication, Sean wrote at a couple.
You die of heart failure. But anyways, yeah.
And the more you go upwards, the nicer the houses get, and the bigger the houses get. There's also some trees. There seem to be some apple trees, so it's spring currently, and you see them blossom with these pink small blossoms. And
Fucking hate flowers.
then, as you enter the main square, you suddenly realize what seemed to be off about the city, because you remember that this city used to have a very nice giant temple for priors with a golden roof, and where it should have been, there's just a very big hole in the ground, and 2 orcs standing next to it. You see that no one is getting near that.
It
So-
pains my deeply religious heart to see this sacrilege.
So the people on this plaza, they go at the sides to avoid getting too close.
When you mean whole, like is there clear signs of destruction that something they like tore it down, burned it down, or what exactly happened? Like was it just a giant hole.
So there's nothing left of the temple,
Yeah.
and you can't really see look into that hole because
Okay.
you would need to get closer. But based from what you see on the outside, it seems that it has been dug up.
It's been dug up. Okay. Interesting. Are there any like random passerbys close to me who could maybe ask what happened here?
Sure. There's someone there who looks actually like a Thawalian from
Yeah.
the northwestern part of Aventuria, in fine robes, and he's just walking by.
Good sir, a word please.
Someone talking to you.
Oh god.
Okay, maybe describe
I'm
describe yourselves because
No, I'm
we
like,
didn't do that yet.
that was in character actually, because I just come home from a drunken bender. I've been up for like 40 hours. And I'm just trying to go home and get to sleep, and this guy is holding me off, and I'm like, what? Who are you?
Well, in like contrast to you, I definitely look like a man with a mission.
And then I realized that I'm like very impolite. And was ist 12 zum Gruß in English?
The 12 with you.
The 12 with you.
It's well with you, good sir.
What can I do you for?
Well, I think if I would have to describe myself, I think I'm fairly, yeah. He's not that tall. He's kind of more lanky.
Broad shouldered though?
Yeah, but he's got like sharp features, and he looks like someone who der zum Lachen in den Keller geht, kind of. But he's not someone who's necessarily very. He seems very uptight, or not uptight, but kind of. Yeah, I have like 2 hours in the day reserved for fun, and the rest of it I need to work. Kind of. So that's like the type of personality he has. And he is followed by 3 associates. I would call them business associates.
I would ask what day of the week did we start?
So yesterday was market day.
So it's like Thursday now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably yeah, right now I'm pretty disheveled. I'm a little bit taller than you.
In case you haven't noticed.
That's why I didn't see it.
I have like short cropped black hair, kind of, so it fits under a helmet. But that's a whole other story.
I got like this hair that's pretty much like brunette, but a little bit like a pinch of red, green eyes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like the tone.
And yeah, pretty white. It's probably like skin type 2. It can be brown, but mostly it's white.
Okay, but
No, but right now I'm like kind of like, because it was market day and I used to do some shopping for my business, and then I spent the evening sampling like a lot of apple wine. And right now I'm just on my way home, like crossing the market, kind of like just wearing like pants and like a white shirt. It's like not my usual stuff that I wear. It's just like what I was left with because I lost my
yeah, you look like shit, man.
It's like kind of sweaty. It's like a little bit yellow right in the arm. It's like I just want to go like take a bath.
Does he reek of alcohol? Do I smell it out?
Well, yeah. A little bit spilled on the fabric and shit like that, and I like have bad breath. It's like really like.
I try to keep like my distance and like keep you from breathing on me, but
It's like really like in comparison to what I'm normally.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
I've never met you, so I don't know what the comparison is.
No, but that's like basically pictured is that day where you actually just don't want to like anyone who knows you to meet you because it's like a disgrace to everybody.
Yeah. But anyways, I asked this disgraced person here. Good sir, could you explain to me what happened in the middle of the square? I remember there being a temple. Was there a cave-in? Are there plans to rebuild it?
Are you familiar with cave-ins?
Well,
Do you think
I have a layman's knowledge of cave-ins.
Do you think they actually built the city on a totally hollow hill? How would that even work with a cave-in? I just gonna. How would you just stop me on important business? I want to take a bath. I want to sleep, and you ask me about this cave-in story that you just made up in your head, and you actually couldn't think at it. No, but actually, to answer your question,
I'm kind of like, I've had enough of this shit at this point.
No, stay.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't say that. I didn't
I was
say that. I
just now,
thought
but I
that.
see you like turning and stuff,
Yeah.
and, like scowling like a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, not so hasty now. Just a moment. And I start to like, oh yeah. Once the orcs took our fine city by storm, I might say. It was like a, I don't know, 3-night ambush. Nobody was ready for it. Once they were in control, they just tore it down. Used human labor to like remove it stone by stone. If I know the value of gold, they probably sold the roof, but I don't know.
Are there any other temples in the city?
Oh, you must have passed the Ronro temple when you got in. That was a fortress-like structure, right?
Okay, that was the one.
That was the last place to fall, like, because these priestesses are always ready. Kind of like that about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Fierce creatures, these priestesses.
We all hold
Nice.
our compatriots in London in great esteem, of course. Okay.
If that answers your question,
It
would you please allow me to just like get
Yeah.
out this terrible state that I'm finding myself in?
Yes, please go on your business. Thank you very much for the
A
information.
good day to you.
A good day to
Sun
you.
on your way.
Sun on your way.
Oh, they didn't say that in front of the orcs though.
The orcs actually don't really seem to care what is happening as long as nobody gets near that big hole in the ground.
Well,
I find that's pretty clear.
I actually had to take great care to actually not stumble in that direction because I'm still not really coherent, like in my movements.
So this is
Yeah.
so
Go there accidentally.
apart from the hole in the ground, is there what else is in this market area? Is there this is not the market area, or what is this?
So this might have been the market area, but currently
There's
it's
nothing.
not, because
Okay.
currently no, wait. Currently there's the big hole and the people try to keep away, and you see that there is actually 2 other temples here, which are and maybe if you could quickly look it up, because I don't want to mess the 2 up. One most likely is Ingrim, the god of
Smithing and
Yeah, fire and
craftsmanship,
metalworks.
Yeah, and the other might be Perain.
Is she not
God
the
of
goddess?
healing?
Oh yeah. Right.
Not parade.
Nope.
It's Raya.
It's Raya.
Oh, that's the actual like. I don't really care about the pirates, but the riot temple. It's a shame.
the goddess of wine and
It's a
love.
shame.
Shipping.
Oh, that's a shame.
Cheers.
Like toasting to the thing.
Both temples seem to be empty. And then there's this really nice looking building which seems to be still occupied, and there's these smaller buildings around that also look very nice, but not quite as nice as this one. And this one seems to be the magistrate, because it is really big stone building and is built to impress, but not to impress in the way the temples are built to
Would
impress.
that be like City Hall or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is the really beautiful building number 3? What is that one?
That one, it looks, so it is ornated with,
It's a townhouse. It's just a really fancy big townhouse, I guess.
nope, it looks more like it belongs to a family, and it has ornated with stone flowers, and also there are statues of elves and
Man, fuck that shit.
yeah.
I can't quite decide. I think there's. I'm like considering either going to. It's like going into the magistrate, just seeing if I can see at all what kind of human administration has been left in the city.
The magistrate seems to be empty from what
Empty.
you look at.
Okay, good to know.
Slowly by not.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand that. I thought it was still occupied. I would consider going to the. Do I know? No, I don't.
Tavern or Harbor.
Yeah, I was thinking about either going to the harbor or, but I don't necessarily know where the orcs are residing inside of the city area at this point, right? No.
If you don't know it, then you don't know it.
No, I don't know it. I should have said I knew it. No, but
If you had said you know it, then I would have just asked you, so where do you think? And I would say, well, let's figure it out.
yeah.
So
I mean, it would have made no sense. I have no knowledge.
if
of
you
the
don't know it
city.
as a player, your character also doesn't.
Yeah.
They give you aerial photos before they dropped you off.
Exactly.
Where's the witch
A
squad if you
helicopter.
need it?
I would like to Google where they are. I think I would go to the
Very
harbor.
nice website.
So I would like to see if the
The
orcs have,
country.
or if they're blocking anything, or if there's like, for example, if they've put down something into the river to block ships from approaching.
Then you walk here and you leave the area which is for higher ups and come to the harbor area, which is a lot more run down. There's a lot of warehouses in that region, and here in front of the ships seems to have been the market yesterday, because there are still some people trying to disassemble their market stands.
Mhm.
Apart from that, it's quite a busy day, and actually one of the ships here is currently being unloaded.
Is there like something like a harbor master or something close by?
Somebody coordinating the dock effort or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There seems to be one person who is in charge of unloading this boat, and he seems to be a little bit more noble than the rest.
You can see it.
You immediately light up.
You can see it by the way he carries the cargo. It's definitely more noble.
No,
than
he
the
doesn't
rest.
carry anything in himself.
He's just standing there. He's like a feather on his head.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I approach him and like, good morning, sir.
Okay, you're spoken to.
So I'm kind of like 5'10", I guess, like average height. I have hair down to just above my shoulders, and I keep it for some reason in a ponytail, which
Yeah, what's
I
up with
think is
that?
cool.
Is it a top knot or like a low?
It's a low knot. It is not. I am not a samurai
Yet.
yet.
Or
Yeah, and just kind of like broad cheekbones and 4 o'clock shadow. And yes, can I help you?
I have recently entered the city on business, and I am currently trying to figure out who to speak to so that I may conduct my business in the city. Who is, let me put it this way, who is the representative of the orcs that I would need to speak to kind of find out if I could get a license to ply my business here in the city?
And I kind of like measure you up and take a look at your friends beside you, and
We're business associates.
yeah. Yeah.
Guild of Merchants.
And I kind of beckon you off to the side a bit, and then kind of I give you a signal to keep things down. Do go on. How did you get into the city then? If you
I asked.
What-
What is, are you
but as
currently...
business associates?
Yes, business associates. What is your situation currently? Do you have difficulty plying your trade? How's it working?
Well, times are a lot different right now.
I would assume so, definitely.
Yes, I don't fully understand how things are still going as usual, more or less. But my father is actually quite a prominent man in this city. He runs a business, and up until the war,
Yes, definitely.
he was a former mayor.
Would your father know, or is your father the person I should speak to gain... oh, wait. Let me put it, like I take you off a bit to the side. Let me put it this way. Who is in control? Like what I think what I mean by that is it, do the orcs really run the whole show, or do humans still like run some of the stuff, and the orcs are they just there? Like,
The orcs pretty much say what we can and can't do. My father is no more in a place of power. He's just able to run his business as usual.
Regrettable.
Side project.
Regrettable.
Don't try. You gotta make a cover on his head. He's gonna inform on you. You don't know that guy.
It was a short life, but it was a good life.
How much money is this worth?
Hey, this guy said orcs.
This guy's asking about orcs.
How dare he?
Oh, let me just I'm not going straight to the boss, but I'm going back to the garden.
Will you be leaving this? Will you be leaving this city soon? Are you on your way out with the ship, or are you remaining here?
No, I more or less stay within the city. I actually was more of an architect for the last portion of my life, but quite recently I've decided to try to get more into the affairs of this dire situation we're in. I don't.
I give very non-committal grunts.
And I take them as wow, he's really listening to me.
Yeah, definitely. So it's I could be agreeing with you, or I could not be agreeing. But no, I'm listening.
And
Definitely.
between you and I must say I don't overall agree with the way my father's running things. I believe there's something we can do. You mentioned you want to come here and start business? This is not a place to start business.
Well,
yeah, right.
I definitely understand, good sir, your personal situation. That I probably assume you come from a family of you're highborn, good blood, long history, and all that stuff. But I'm a man of opportunity, and I currently see a city being run by orcs, a city of humans, and it's a unique situation. I am, of course, not necessarily positively inclined towards the orcs in being in control of everything, but it offers unique business opportunities if there's a different ruling power. That's kind of how I try to put it.
You want to play your cards close to your chest unless somebody wants to steal your idea anyway.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I suppose I've never thought of it that way before.
War profiteering.
Yeah. I think that's the problem. Kind of on the one hand, I'm probably kind of a dick. Oh, I'm sorry that your family isn't it, but I'm here to profit off your loss. So, thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Well,
fuck you too, man.
Well, I more so see it as an opportunity to perhaps bring my family either back into power, or B, perhaps end this orc situation in the process.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to keep close to myself that I'm here to cut the orcs' throats and not shake their hands, but I'm
Did you shake with the god? He didn't shake with you, the gate god.
Yeah, metaphorically speaking. But I would never touch them, ugly beasts. But I'm currently trying to figure out, okay, what is the remaining power structure? What is the remaining power base in the city if I want to get rid of the orcs, kind of. That's my current goal.
Sorry, did you voice that out loud, or
no,
is that?
Sorry.
Okay.
So I should make that clear.
Okay.
I ask you if your father. Could I speak to your father for? I have some questions about the current situation for the city, especially how it all went down, if you know what I mean. The unfortunate recent events that have left your father without a job.
Well, I must say my father and I don't exactly see eye to eye a lot of the time, but
differences are good.
Makes you powerful.
It's powerful.
But I do know he fancies a fine glass of apple wine after dinner that might be a good time that you could come around and I could introduce you to.
You should bring a fine folder.
Hey man, don't tell me how to do
Actually,
my
I just had another idea. You should.
Well, I definitely seem, I am inclined towards the idea of coming by and like having a conversation, like in private, more or less, I think.
I think that's the only way we have here.
Yes. I would definitely prefer speaking to you. I mean, now I'm saying this to you directly. Like, sure, I would love to take you up on your offer, and then it might be better than this public place. You know, there's sometimes the wrong people hear stuff. You know
Right.
You know how it is. So, yeah.
My name's Benjamin, by the way.
My name's Torm. Torm. I tell him my real name because that's how dumb I am.
The 12 gods be with you.
My name is Alrik.
Well, Torm, the 12 gods be with thee.
12 gods be with you, Benjamin. I will. Where do you live exactly?
Perhaps you could meet us. You might have seen the main square.
Ah, the beautiful building, I assume. The ones with the flowers?
I'm afraid not. That's actually one of our lead competitors, the Elf Hills.
It looked shit then, by the way.
It's business is business.
They're
not a bad folk.
No.
I'm actually one of the houses closer to the bottom, the big black one on the corner.
Ah, good to know. Well then, I will appear at the set time. I will see you then later. Anyways, good day. Let's have some guru.
Cheerio.
Yeah.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
So where do you want to go now?
Can I send my people on errands?
Sure, that's why you have people.
I thought they were just soulless creatures following me. Yeah.
Yeah, in the meantime,
The scene cuts to me being
Yeah,
happy.
sorry.
Being all happy because I just got in I got in my tub. And I'm like I'm finally feeling like a human and not some kind of weird monkey anymore.
Okay, I have like 2 missions for my people.
I'm
kind of.
showing by the way.
I want one of.
Split screen.
I order Milena to kind of. I want her to walk down the fortifications, and just like try to take a walk along the wall, and meet me later at the time and place. I would like to find out if there are any current construction going on, if there's any weak points. I don't want her to necessarily endanger herself. Like if it's clear you cannot go close to the wall or enter the wall, she should not do that. But I want her to kind of walk along as inconspicuous as possible, kind of see if there's any like damage that could be exploited if I need the army to come up and take over the city again. I would like to send my other dude, my Sartassa sure shot. I have a ranger.
Sartassa sure shot?
Yeah. Blame him for the name. But
There's a lot of S someone, man.
she
I didn't know that.
What do I need? I would like her to seek out if that's even possible. I don't actually know like if there's even something like that in the city. I can't remember. Is there like a? They're not ghettoized. No, they're not ghettoized. But like, is there like an elven quarter, or like a dwarven quarter, and kind of like to?
you haven't heard about those. So the city isn't that big, and mostly humans live here. Actually, Sartassa, she draws some eyes because as a half elf with the ears, sometimes people look towards her. But she manages quite well. She's trained in asking around, so she isn't that conspicuous to anyone.
Okay. What do I want her?
And so based on your experience, she is the best at asking around from the 3.
I think then I would try to like tell her to kind of like mingle in the public squares and like the more frequented areas and try to figure out. Although until now, I've not really heard that much outright negative towards the orcs. I need to figure out. I can't do this by myself. I could try. It might be in the range of my. But so I would like to like figure out what is actually the public opinion on. Is it have the people kind of say, okay, yeah, this is our lot in life and we're going to accept it, or is there enough like unhappiness that you could like foment a rebellion? So I wanted to figure out what the public opinion is. And then my other guy wants to kill the main orc. No. It says Master Assassin. No.
Just kill someone.
Just kill everybody. Like he's Altair.
One a day.
No,
the doctor away.
Kill that gate guard to get my money back.
What is this area here? Is this like a wood?
It's the orchard.
So if you walk here, you see that this is actually a small apple grove with apple. A groove would be cool too, but currently there's no music there. But you could imagine that's a really, really sweet party location.
It's a rave.
Always.
And
This is where we'll hold my victory celebration, but it's kind of early right now.
and one of these buildings, let's have a look. I think it's 21. This one, but the others have the exact number, so they might correct me later on. Actually, is the Apple Inn
Correct number.
The apple's home.
Apple's home.
A rather expensive inn with delicious cider.
And apple sauce. Yeah.
Shit.
Shit. I could go for one of these right now.
That's I think where I'm going to go, but I'm going to send my guy.
Just go chill.
I want him to check out the empty temples. I'll send him. I want him to check out the empty administration building and find out if there's anything in there.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I don't know. Get him killed.
How much danger do you want him to take?
Currently, as little as possible. Like, if it's so clear that, okay, if I enter and there's, like, orcs posted on every level and, like... Okay, if there's only 2 orcs posted at the front door and I can go through the back, then yes. But, like, as soon as there's any other danger than that, kind of, I want him to retreat, kind of, so...
Would
He mumbles silent, yes, sir, and goes his way.
That was the last I saw.
as like guys who live in the city, would we know where the occupation is actually centered, where like the
Yes.
guy resides?
Yes.
Because right now we're looking for the head of the snake pretty much, and you just can't figure out where he
It
is.
actually should also be in your notes where he is.
Really? Sadrak?
Yeah. And if it isn't, then I will tell you.
I don't recall reading
Could I
that.
have a glass?
I can't recall reading these.
Where did we put your glass?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Any
Yeah.
stupid comments yet?
I want to go to this dog breeder's
Well,
house.
going into the temples might be an obvious bad idea, or like at least encourage, which is obvious.
Why is that a bad idea?
I don't know, because they hate the 12 gods. Taught on the temple.
Is that the House of Captains?
Nope. It's number 32. And if I didn't write it down there, then
This is the main garrison.
yeah.
Oh, come on! We were supposed to keep it on the sheets, man.
He'll figure it out very easily.
I'm grown up enough to like.
It was a surprise.
I hate surprises.
Can you say that with a gravelly voice, like watching in the distance? Like,
I'm in the business of not being surprised.
There's one skill one of you can learn, which actually says almost like exactly this. But
oh, there they are.
I love that one of my skills is...
Where's it?
show
Oh,
mercy.
shit.
Yeah.
So right beside where we were.
The thing is, like, if we
You were only 10 feet from him, man.
put enough explosives in there, we can like destroy the whole garrison without hurting the city. I got a good idea.
I own the biggest ship in town. We
Run
can
it
just
in there, like-
ram it.
Full of gunpowder.
Yeah, unfortunately, no gunpowder in this setting because in this setting, they actually figured out what gunpowder is somewhere for some time, but they also figured out that as soon as you make this, it is really, really attracting for small fire elementals. So it's like, oh, I got it, boom!
They go like, whee!
That's a nice excuse. I didn't know that they actually came up with that.
I'm not completely sure this is the official version, but it's the version I like most.
It's really good.
Okay. In the meantime, you're working your shift. You could say. Do you want to do anything specific until evening?
Well, just kind of mulling this over, because I'm not entirely convinced that he's just about business.
What? Totally convincing merchant.
It was those broad shoulders, man, and that woman. What's her name?
We deal in...
She's an elf. I know it. I've seen this shit.
Can't you see the man with those scars? He totally looks like he sells cloth.
Fine, shittle.
Businessman.
Would you like to feel the soft side?
It's more like a Systema thing where it ties you up like the
don't
children. Plus you with it.
Know that there's anything I really want to do on my own.
Bleed.
Master Assassin should appreciate the value of not bleeding targets that you can dispose of easily.
Maybe being the wonderful wonderful nephew I am, I just go pick up some fresh apple strudel, and I bring it over to my Uncle Aslam's house.
Okay. You understood what DSR is all about. It's all about the Germanness of the setting.
I love me some strudel.
That's
Actually, you just short-caught the main adventure plot, which was to bring apple strudel.
Nächstes DSA-Einleitungsabenteuer, Apfelstrudel des Todes.
And the camera pans back, flies into the sky, credits start rolling.
What's the
Yeah.
apple strudel all along?
And you like hear the voice of the uncle in the distance like, oh, tasty strudel. It's like
Okay. In the meantime, you have a little nap, I guess.
Yeah, I got home from this like terrible state, salty being like to everyone I met, not even him, like people like, oh god damn it, like just don't talk to me. Got home, like got a little bit cleaned up, had a little nap. I'm like live on the top floor obviously, and then it's just like should I describe the whole business yet? Or?
You can do it as soon as we enter with the group.
Alright.
Excuse me.
No, and I'm just like, I don't know, like, get dressed, actually not in this, like, fucking rags that I had, like these darn rags that I had a moment ago. And I just go about, like, starting my business in the afternoon, like, doing stuff around the bar, getting things set up, getting my people, like, organized and stuff like this. There's, like, no special happenings on Thursday. There's, like, nothing going on except,
It's
like,
not
business
topless
as usual.
Thursday.
Well, yeah, it's always topless. It's like, also like when I said there's like nothing special going on. It's like
It's not market day.
it's not
Gotcha.
special, right?
And it's also
Gotcha.
not the specials day, which might be, let's say, on Prior's day, just to make it more interesting.
That's so rude. Well, yeah, we can do that. So it's Thursday.
But
night.
given your special currently, if you remember from the notes, it might be quite fitting to have it actually on Prior's day.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. That's why I was like, oh my god, they're so rude. Filthy creatures, I hate them so much, I want to kill them.
I just considered I need to change one of my skills.
Spontaneous trans-
Spontaneous change of things.
So all those people like we see the apple grove where you're residing right now, right?
Yeah.
All your people are like on errands. And like when you,
There's
when
like
you
a speech bubble that says AFK while I switch up with. No,
I
I'm
think-
done. It's
I
fine.
pictured like you're actually like a mutant from X-Men. Then you look at somebody's like watching, and when you change your stance, like.
Exactly.
And a minute later, you move a little slower, but you're a lot more bulky because you reduced your ability to get more strength.
That was actually I just
your
switched out sagacity
Your
and
quadriceps gets a little
intuition.
bit smaller, but your shoulders get a little bit wider.
Exactly. That's how it works.
But yeah, I'm just organizing my things. Just getting like, I have like some people attending the bar, and then I got, because yesterday was market day, I got a new stock before I actually got drunk. I did some related. So I made sure I got like new shipments of apple cider wine on stock, because you have these and sell them for exorbitant prices. It's so good. It's like you can charge double the price of a normal tavern. It will pay it. And actually, I wanted to come up with names for all my stuff, but I just didn't yet.
Yeah,
So
do it later.
yes.
And while you mind your business, there's a nagging thought in your mind about you have seen that face somewhere. You're not sure, but you have seen that face somewhere.
It's more like, it's not even that I remember that face, but that whole attitude.
Yeah.
That whole like fucking 10 feet pull up his ass, kind of like like watching like
11 feet. It's 11.
and it's like, oh my, where did I? But it's like I met him in a state where I was still like partially drunk and actually just not like there's me and then there's the world, but the two things don't necessarily like are happening on the same plane, right? I'm just like a being going to bath, going to bed. So it's like I didn't really pay attention that much, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Just gave him a little rant about like, what the fuck do you think that would collapse into the ground? Yeah, right.
Exactly.
I got a question about Prior's temples. Do they look like a classical Catholic, like a Gothic church? What would they look like?
It's more like a,
Greek
this one
or
had
Roman,
like
right?
yeah, like Roman.
Or like a central, like a basilica or something, right? With a golden roof. Something
Yeah,
like this?
but it's round.
Yes.
Oh.
A small golden globe on top of it, or not globe, but
Yeah,
half
I know.
sphere.
what you
Dome.
mean.
Dome. Yeah, dome. That's the word.
And a little bit of sun shining in through it.
Like the
also
mosque.
something in the
Yeah.
middle, something like this, where you have like a little sun. And then, like yeah, that's
A lot of glass windows.
yes, like painted glass windows with like scenes of Priors being cool.
Yeah.
I think that's mutually exclusive.
I had him, like I'm more like in Terraria anyway.
Do tell.
Yeah, actually I took great efforts to like hide some of their priestesses away, like get them in my employ because it's like skilled labor, it's hard to come by. So like kind of hide their background so the orcs don't figure them out.
Sorry, did you do this?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I actually managed to get them out of the city because they didn't really want to be there for that long time.
I actually had a thing with one of them and I was actually sad to see her go because she was just the best.
Good.
Okay.
You just can't teach that.
Do you want to do anything before the evening?
I wanted to go to Apple's Inn.
Okay.
The apple home? Or which one?
The Apple.
Apple's home. Yeah.
I will ask him if they serve anything that has not to do with apples.
I hate
No.
these. I'll take an orange juice.
Well, as you
Bacon, probably.
enter, you see that the building has 4 small tables with 2 people sitting at one of the tables, very fine clothes, talking to each other. And there is a nice-looking young lady that looks at you as you enter, and
I completely ignore.
she doesn't really seem
Yeah,
to be happy to see you here.
More for us.
She doesn't seem to be happy to see me here.
Because of the graphic clothes, maybe.
But why? I go up to the. There's not a bar, right?
Yeah, she's behind the bar.
I'll go up to the bar.
She looks at you. How can I help you?
I'd like to have a beer. In a rather deadpan voice. I'm trying to figure out what's up with her. Like what?
She looks you up, over, and
Suave.
down, and says, "Well, that will be a silver."
Is that a lot or is that not a lot?
It's a lot.
Good joke.
I can recommend a good bar at the harbor maybe for you.
Get out of here. It's like the first.
I like put my weight on the bar. I'm like, my dear lady, have I done anything to draw your anger?
Fire.
She looks at you,
Oh boy.
actually a little confused. Well, we don't usually serve your kind here.
My kind.
She
Now
was-
I'm interested. Now I'm scanning the room. I'm trying to figure out, are those two guys a danger? Are they?
So they look like they would be the kind of people that get into a fight to impress a young lady, but they don't look like they would be fighting that well. And actually, they stand up as they see the scene and move towards you slowly.
Oh god damn it.
I hate getting blood on my clothing. I'm silent for a second. But I really ask her again. I want to understand what she means by my kind. Like,
Then do ask.
what do you mean by my kind?
She looks at you, looks at your shoes, at your trousers, looks at you again and says, well, this is for the people who can afford a beer for a silver.
Ah. Okay.
And then one of the men says,
The peasant was definitely better in figuring out what my real social is than the stupid bar wench. But
Oh come on, don't be sexist.
I'm not like it. No.
and one of the guys walks off and says, hey, Henrietta, everything okay?
Harriet.
Everything's fine, Ulf. No, but
She
It's all right,
doesn't
Gunther.
answer right away, but looks
Gunther.
at you and waits what you do.
Cletus.
I know.
I see how it is.
Herman.
I see how
Herman.
Gunter
it
Herman.
is.
Günther. Rudiger.
But you know what? I was actually considering staying here for the next few days. And
We have a special
Gonna go
package which includes beer and cleaning the clothes.
I would love that.
And she looks to the two guys and they back off and sit down again.
Thank you, good sir. Thank you. I'd rather not have them bleeding on my clothing.
Spending all his funds on the most expensive place in town, that's so great.
What are my
Here's some money to
what are my
You wanna go
funds?
to a
I just assume that I have a lot of
Yeah,
cash.
you do that.
And just for the moment, I
Talking
think it
about
makes
it,
more
I
sense to
think
stay here.
They're not so bad.
I would prefer my clothing to
Half my
remain
life.
as it is for the moment, but I will
I
return
heard your story.
in the evening with 3 of my compatriots. We would like to stay the night.
Yes, we do have 2 rooms with 2 beds each for you.
It's a trap.
Trap. Wonderful.
Are they gonna like
I
when they see his companions? It's gonna be like a nice moment.
I will pay
with
up.
skull,
I will
like
pay for that,
medieval.
and I will pay for 1 beer.
Okay.
Although it pains me.
Yeah, the beer actually tastes quite good,
So it has to be.
I see.
but you assume that most likely the others didn't pay that much for the beer.
I rankle at the thought, but I accept it.
Like going up and giving this one.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 star.
Anything else before the evening?
Not really, no. I think I'll try to figure out where I could get a bottle of wine, which wouldn't make too expensive, you know.
He's gonna get drunk.
I'm gonna get a $2 wine,
It helps me open up.
the second cheapest wine.
Yes,
You
he's
know?
not
I know
drunk.
what you gotta bring if you're going to a party. I'm like trying to buy a bottle of wine
just gotta
somewhere
try to
too.
steal, like,
And
the
then I
Emperor's
then I
money
will
to
go
like
to
put
the
it, like-
marketplace and kind of wait there for the rest of my troop to fall back in.
Okay.
Yeah. I call
I drinking that wine when they get back.
What? No, I am bringing it as a gift. God damn it.
Oh, there was a bottle of cider, I guess.
No more apple derived.
Just find an empty bottle and pour your beer into it.
Cider's fucking great though.
Oh no.
Then, as the sun sets, your three henchmen and women arrive and tell you that the walls are all intact.
Fuck.
It seems like the city didn't have to. So the walls weren't really attacked
At any point.
at any point, and but they he also counted that. Oh no, he sent her. She also counted that there were 12 orcs patrolling on the city wall.
Okay. How large is the city? What's the population?
3,000.
3,000. Oh yeah. Right.
million.
Okay.
3 million.
And that's like there's a single patrol for the whole
skyscraper,
wall,
right?
kind of.
No, it's 12
Sure,
orcs,
man.
and they are
Yeah.
patrolling.
Oh, yeah.
Individually, I see. That makes it easier.
There's a boob.
It doesn't seem that they don't seem to be that
weapon
afraid
for
of
Arismako
being
tech
taken
to
out
like
at the
take like
moment.
the city.
Okay.
They
It's more
already
like-
did. That's the price.
So they're not really in fear
was
of
our
the
death ray.
population. Like they seem to be. Okay.
And from what's his name again?
And the peasant
Uh,
take the
guy,
goods.
the
the
second
guy,
guy.
because the other guys are women.
His name is Gyal Lughai.
Yeah,
No, you know Shadow?
That guy.
that guy.
No,
he
not
tells
that
you
well.
that.
The dragons say they can just pull it
What
off
did you
into
actually try
humans
to do?
and
Try
like.
to
I wanted him to
manipulate
enter
models.
the
Oh, really?
administrative
Yes.
building.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
no, the
That's
magistrate.
Oh yeah,
cool.
right.
Yeah, the magistrate.
Magistrate.
He tells you that the magistrate it's empty. He managed to get in, and it seemed that there was one window that other people seemed to be climbing in, who were very, very bad at hiding their tracks.
Fucking amateurs.
And the building itself was empty. There was one locked door he didn't manage to open, which led downwards. And he assumes it's the archive, so not that interesting. And it's it's a two-story building. There's a big round table where the magistrate used to meet, maybe. And he actually found some burnt down candles there, so it seems that someone is moving, or is entering that room specifically for some time.
Recently. So recently
Recently.
somebody has been using this room. Okay. But the orcs are not using the building in any shape or form.
Yep.
Okay.
Or it might be an orc who had entered, but
I couldn't tell. You couldn't tell, right? Yeah.
Do orc footprints look different? Maybe.
I don't think you could tell that.
It's more like a paw.
I think
How's my
it wouldn't
smell?
make that much sense for
both-
an orc to
yeah,
enter
exactly.
your
If they
building.
could go
Also-
Unless
Soft
it's maybe
black
the
clothes
son
stuck to the
of
window.
the leader who wants to rebel against his clan and
Which is sense.
secretly meets with humans or something like that.
Are you telling me the whole plot? I knew it all along. No, but
Yeah, and then Sartassa is left, right?
Satassa, right?
She asked around.
She's my people's person. My half-elf people's person.
Yeah.
People person, that's for sure.
She asked around and figured out that the people in the city actually they have a small grudge against the orcs, some more than others, especially those whose family members got killed in the war. But for most, it seems to be running quite smoothly. And now that the orcs are in power, they don't have to pay any tax or tithe. So
What? These unlawful bastards. Do they not know that the righteous light must shine? Okay. Yeah.
And she heard that
That bothers me the most. That they're happy that they
He's a
don't.
typical Priot, like goes to the most expensive thing. He wants a bottle of wine, and then he's like worrying about the money. Where I get my money from? I want to drink.
This empire isn't gonna run itself, you know, on goodwill and kisses. Needs hard cash here. But yeah.
But she heard that
Just
especially
feel
in
the
one of
scoundrel.
the inns near the,
think about
or
the
not inn,
apples
but
we
the
have.
tavern near the harbor,
If you know what I mean.
there might be people meeting who
Apples.
are willing to fight against the orcs, and be it just to do a little bit of brawling, because they like to brawl.
Okay. Okay.
You could do that.
But while she was walking past the walls, she didn't necessarily notice if there were any larger concentration of orcs. Like, were they gathering in the city? She didn't pay attention to that.
Oh, did she notice that?
Well, if she's an expert on like structures and siege, it must be like.
Yeah, she actually didn't completely follow your orders, but instead also went to this part of the town, which is not part of the
I have to
wall.
execute her. No.
And this building, the garrison, seems to be the place where the orcs stay. And it's really, really easily defendable because it has a drawbridge over water. It's
I
built
was
in the
hoping you were going to
middle.
say enterable.
No, it's built in the middle of the broad river. There's no windows. If you try to enter it not through the drawbridge gate, but otherwise you wouldn't climb like maybe 50, 20 feet, and not be noticed while climbing on that wall. So
something I should have other people do.
As always. I got a small question now.
It's all about outsourcing.
Because she's like an expert on like this whole like defensive structures, she would also like probably check on the harbor chains if they're like operational or if they're broken or not, right?
Yeah, sure. She can also have noticed that there is chains in the river that.
That's what I wanted to ask earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, that can be lowered to let ships through
and
or
raised to
to not let them through. And they
if
are
they get there.
completely operational.
Are these chains, or are they controlled by the, like, where are they?
The towers normally.
But no, like, are they at these, or like where are the chains?
So there's here, and here are the chains.
Ah, okay, that's what I meant. Okay.
And there's also one small building for defense on the other side.
Is there like siege equipment like on the towers here or something that can shoot at the river, something like a ballista or something?
There actually isn't.
No.
That's nice.
It's good to know. Good to know. We'll have to build one.
Do orcs know how to operate bow and arrow?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Shit. They're
done so quick.
These are German orcs. The authors felt bad that they were just pure evil creatures, and they gave them.
So they're actually Bavarian. So they're actually Bavarian, and nobody can. That's why they cannot talk.
What?
They're Bavarian.
And now imagine a fantasy setting where you don't have barbarians but Bavarians and stuff like that. Like pure German fantasy.
Oh no, they will cross over the Weißwurst equator and kill us all.
With their ununderstandable gruntings. Okay, but let's get back to the game.
As a Rhineland Palatian, I agree. But yeah.
It's evening, the sun is setting. Did you decide to meet at the harbor or at his house?
At his house.
Yeah.
As far as I remember.
Okay, do you want to go there now?
Yeah. Yeah, I see there's no really. I think for the first day, there's nothing really else. I could squeeze in more stuff, but I want to figure out what the mayor and his son. Not for sure. No.
You enter the main square and move towards the building, and you see it's a very, very well built and very noble building made out of stone, like the other buildings here, but not like the buildings in the outer circles of the city. And you are greeted by an older man of maybe 40 or 50 years. He is a little bit more well-fed than his son. And he looks at you smilingly and says, "Prior's with you. Come in, we have much to talk about."